Hello everyone, this is PapaToss and I am going to show you a Protoss V Terran play which involves a lot of pressure from both sides. You will see a lot of pressure. I will tell you about the importance of dealing pressure as Protoss and how to deal with Protoss when you're against... how to deal with pressure when you're against Terran as Protoss. I've been staying up all night. That's actually why I'm not playing right now, because I feel I'm too tired, you know, to play, and then I get sloppy and I make mistakes, and so I was like, hey, maybe I should cast something instead, because you know then it doesn't really matter if I forget stuff. You know, if I forget to mention stuff, I won't be harmed by it, so it's fine, you know. Only you guys who actually want to get something from this, you will be harmed from it, but I don't give a crap about that because I'm a complete douchebag. Anyways, it's just building a supply depot, nothing much going on. Let's check the APM. We can see my APM. Oh, not good. PapaToss 101 against 190. This guy is a true master of microing his SVs to optimize his mining. Check this out. Nerd gas. Awesome. Okay, so admittedly APM in the beginning of the game doesn't matter so much. Actually, it's kind of unnecessary to even have 100 like I have. But let's not focus on the APM. Let's focus on... what the heck do I want to focus on? Let's focus on the income, yes. Imba Terran. Look, he's got almost as many harvesters. Oh, he's got as many harvesters as me. And I chrono boosted, so Imba, it's not because I made... nah, okay, whatever. Let's not focus on how Imba Terran is in income. And by the way, I was trolling. I really don't think they are. In fact, I think I saw some test where it was proved that chrono boost actually boosts your economy more than mules. And I think it's fair because we can use our chrono boost for tech and stuff, and they can use their energy for mules and scans and stuff, so whatever, you know, kind of fair. You can see I'm opening normally with my 1 gateway. I get it at 13 after chrono boosting my Nexus. You can get it at 12 if you forget to chrono boost or don't chrono boost your Nexus for some reason. I get my simulator ASAP after that, and the pylon without cutting any probes. And if you do this correctly, you should be able to get the Stellar right when the gateway pops up, if you built it at 13 at least, right when the gateway pops up, and you won't have to cut any probes. So the Stellar is on his way. I'm gonna try to deal as much pressure as possible. He's going to be adding another Rax, and he's just trying to produce SVs and stuff. He's kind of scouting around the base right now, slipping up a little bit on building SV, but he does it eventually. We can see 2 Marines over here. My 1 seller won't be able to deal with them very effectively, so I hit one of them once and then I run away, and you can see it's really safe, and it's very important to do, or at least very beneficial to do this with your first sellout, because there is no way Terran has concussive shells up by the time you arrive. There is just no way in frickin' hell he can have that unless he goes for Tech Lab without adding a single Marine. And that is of course not really gonna happen without you noticing it with your scouting probe. And if that happens, well, then you might just not send yourself out. It's really up to you. You can still do it and just run in and kill some SCVs. Even if he's got a wall in, it's pretty solid to do, because you can just, you know, poke the wall and the shields will regenerate anyways, and you can see how many units he has, etc. So, you know, always really solid to do. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But actually, I'm going to go back a little bit here because I missed some action going on. You can see this is, by the way, classic. A lot of Terran players have been doing this, especially lately. I think it mostly happens against Zerg, but a lot of players, including me, when I do play Terran, I do sometimes play Terran in customs for fun. Me sleeping up on my probe production here, not good. I do play Terran sometimes for fun in custom games, and I'm pretty solid in Terran v Protoss actually, and I always do this early aggression. I actually open 2 racks, not like he does it, but faster, and I always do this, and you can see it's really easy to deal with, but you should always try to keep this front scouted, because if it gets 1 bunker up here, it can be really tough to deal with. Stalkers can kite Marines, so you can hold your front line with Stalkers. They have 1 more range, but as you can see, I was able to just take down that bunker easily. He wasn't able to get it up because I scouted it. I had a sellout in base. And another important thing to note is that always get 2 Zealots in the beginning of the game before the first Stalker. At least I prefer to do so. It is actually really safe to do. There's nothing wrong with doing it. Because Reapers aren't really that much of a problem anymore now that Terran players cannot get racks before the supply depot, so they can't do this kind of 6-pool equivalent to 6-pool equivalent thing. You know, they can't go rush Reaper basically. They can get a relatively fast Reaper, but your first Zealot will be at his base faster and be able to kill SCVs, and you can always fall back with your second Zealot if you need to. Your Stalker will be out in time anyways, so no pressure, you know, you don't need to add that Cyber instantly when the gateway's up. You can get that Zealot out. Anyways, as you can see, this game has been pretty hectic. He's been he's used his he's been trying to build a bunker here. I got in, I killed a lot of stuff. Let's take a look at the income. He's got a mule out, but you can see I am really high on the probe count versus SCV count, because I killed a lot of SCVs with my my Zealots, and this is really important to do. Just attack with your first units. The units from one gateway is really powerful and underestimated by so many, and you can really put some pressure with it, or at least get some scouting information. Against wall-ins it can be a little bit tougher to deal some pressure, but you can still just poke the wall, snipe a few Marines or SCVs if you can with your Stalkers, if you poke up with them. You know, just see what's going on. You don't necessarily need to do it when it's got concussive shells or maybe like siege tanks or whatever, but just, you know, poke the wall a little bit, especially with your first Zealot and stuff. It's pretty safe to do. Okay, alright, so you can see I'm really high on the Harvest account, but he's got a few more units than me right now, and this is very important. This is another very important thing. Never lose your Stalkers. Sentry can be tough to keep alive because they're really slow. As you can see, I may make one force field hoping to survive with my Sentry. I snipe his SV trying to build this supply depot for some odd reason. I guess it was a misclick. I thought it was gonna build a bunker. And I warp in more Zealots, and this is what you have to do. You have to try to confront him out in the field. You will always like to do that this early, because you want to lose your Zealots and deal as much damage with your Stalkers and Sentry as possible, and then just warp in more Zealots. That is exactly what you want to happen, because your Stalkers aren't really that good cost efficiently, but they can be kept alive so easily if you fall back with them as when the Zealots are about to die. As you can see right now, he's got one Marauder and one Marine. I would have easily been able to push up instantly right here, but I'm not gonna do it quite yet, because I don't feel safe. I don't know if he's got more troops or not. So yeah, you can see I went for a 4-gate build. You can call me noob if you wanna, or like all-in build or whatever. I'm gonna put up my expo here, but yeah, you can see me just attacking here. I'm gonna be finishing the game right here. But you can call me noob or whatever for doing this 4-gate build, but I'm putting up the 4 gates because I knew a robo wouldn't be as beneficial as these warp gates are for me right now, because I will be able to use the warp gates to deal with this early pressure and push him back basically. You can just see how important it was for me to get instant military support, because I knew this was going to be a very back and forth game. He was trying to transition into Hellions. He got a starport and he got a orbital command an expo way too early, man. But I knew we couldn't have cloak banshees, and thus I decided to go 4 warp gates, and I decided to expand. I would add robo and whatever I wanted to later on, but not quite yet, because I really felt I needed these extra units, or that they would benefit me. I wouldn't suggest 4-gating blindly. It works in the lower leagues for sure because of the timing attack. It's pretty powerful, but once people begin to learn to counter it, it's not as powerful. You can still transition into it if you feel there's a good opportunity. If you like need the extra military support, but the robo will often be a lot more powerful in the longer game. So I'm just kind of explaining the difference between 4-gate and whatever here. So that's just kind of the importance of early pressure and how to deal with early pressure. Just always send your first units. Protoss is said to be terrible in early game against Terran, but it's not completely true. In the early game, Protoss has the upper hand, like the first Zealot, the first Stalker. They are so powerful. One Stalker can take out so many Marines because you can kite them. The Marines will only get to shoot once, and you can regenerate your shield and utilize that to the fullest when you can just micro each individual unit and survive with them. It is so powerful that you can do this, and you should be able to keep decent harasser or pressure up, unless he kind of walls himself in and just turtles up, and you know, then it's gonna be a very different game. But this is how to deal with pressure and how to deal pressure basically. And yeah, just, you know, put aggression with your very early units and never lose your stalkers. That is the importance of the stalkers. They are never to be lost. And just as a pointer, in Protoss V Terran, in most cases you will only want like 3, 4 or 5 stalkers in your main army composition at any time. You do not need any more stalkers. They are just not good. They are only good as long as there are zealots in the front to soak up the damage. Rather opt for tech or charge, you know, which is also tech of course, or whatever, but just not too many stalkers, you know. If he's got banshees and harassing your base with them, you know, it's acceptable to get extra stalkers. If you think you can end the game and he doesn't have too many marauders, it's okay to get stalkers, because you know you can always fall back with them. They are very flexible. But in most cases, don't have too many of them in an army composition. Not while like having these battles. In a like frontal battle, zealots are just much more valuable. Stalkers aren't very good for that. Anyways, that is just my tips, that is my suggestions, and that is my video. This is, by the way, 2,400 diamond. Both of us were 2,400 diamond players, and you can see he's saying I'm a crap player, but you know, okay, fine, I can be a crap player if he wants. I don't mind, but I'm 2.4k diamond. So, you know, I gotta be good at something, even if I'm crap. So, alright, good luck with your games, and have fun. PapaToss out.